If the waistband of your pants is too loose, don't spend money on getting it altered outside. Today, I'm going to teach you a simple and cost-effective method to shrink the waistband at home. Measure how much bigger the waistband is from the side seam to the pocket area. Then, make a mark. Find a strong thread with good elasticity. Use a threading tool to thread the needle and prepare to sew without needing anyone's help. Start from the inside and sew along the side seam, pulling the thread to the right side. Keep pushing the needle upwards along the side seam and pull the thread back to the left side. Keep pushing the needle upwards again. This method works for jeans, casual pants, skirts, or any garment with a flat waistband. While sewing, make sure to keep the stitches small, even, and consistent. The fabric of the waistband is double layered, so you only need to stitch through the top layer. Some people see me sewing so easily without using a thimble, but they struggle with needles that are stiff, bend, or break. That's because the tools you use matter. I use professional sewing needles made of stainless steel. They are smooth, sharp, and easy to use. Whether you're sewing through 20 layers of denim or a heavy quilt, this needle will go through smoothly without bending or breaking. You can sew quickly and effortlessly. If you're using a needle that bends or has a tiny eye, it can make threading and sewing a nightmare. It might break, and the needle may not go through thick fabrics. The needles I use are made of stainless steel, won't bend or break, and come in different sizes. Each set includes 25 needles with varying eye sizes for different tasks, from thick fabrics to delicate embroidery. I also use a threading tool, which makes it easy to thread the needle in a second, even for those who struggle with small needle eyes. It's a handy tool that can be used by people of all ages. The thread I use is strong, durable, and won't break or fray easily. It's perfect for heavy-duty tasks like sewing jeans or quilts. The thread comes in different colors, and each kit includes everything you need: 25 needles, a needle threader, a large seam ripper, a pair of thimbles, and 5 rolls of durable thread. After you've sewn, pull the thread tight, and you'll see that the waistband has shrunk without visible stitches. The inside will also have an extra layer to make it smooth and neat. The waistband now fits perfectly, and the garment looks like new. If you find this helpful, feel free to give me a little heart for encouragement. With these tools, you can easily alter the waistband, sleeve cuffs, and even fix a large neck opening. Trust me, you can handle these small tasks at home with ease. Get the full sewing kit and start altering your clothes at home. No need to pay for expensive alterations anymore. With the right tools, it's easy to fix clothes yourself and save money. The link will be placed below the video.
This is why we created the MeidasTouch Network, for videos just like this. Donald Trump has been caught on tape. We have the receipts, we have the photographs, we have the video. I rarely ask for favors on the MeidasTouch Network, but I'm going to do so now. Please share this video with as many people as you know. We need to get the word out, especially as Donald Trump's invasion of Chicago by the Department of War, as Donald Trump has unlawfully named the Department of Defense. That invasion is imminent. Donald Trump is making social media posts and memes called Chikopocalypse, like Apocalypse Now, and he's saying that we're going to do to Chicago what we did to Vietnam. So this is urgent. I need to get the word out. I need you to help me get the word out. So here is a video of Almito, Texas. This is where construction workers were building new homes. One of the areas that ICE is frequently attacking is migrant construction workers who are trying to build new homes across the United States. This just happens to be in a red state in Almito, Texas. Watch what happens as ICE raids this neighborhood where migrants were building new homes. Play this clip.
¿Quiere que le ayude a avisar a su familia o a alguien? ¿Por qué no? Tiene derecho a una llamada. ¿Cómo se llama? ¿Juan qué? ¿De dónde es?
Now, here's the aftermath right here. ICE took everybody, took all of the workers, and then construction just completely shut down. Here, play this clip. Now, also, it should be noted that ICE agents raided a Hyundai factory and took the workers there as well, as Hyundai was trying to invest in the United States, but ICE prevented the workers from working there. People of South Korea are absolutely livid. Now, here's another site right here in La Feria, Texas. Take a look here, another construction site raided by ICE. We have it on tape. Let's play this clip. This is seen in the Columbia Heights area in Washington, D.C., near a movie theater, near gyms. This is just a nice kind of quiet area in Washington, D.C. 17 ICE agents were sent to arrest one individual.
Spain has officially put 9 sanctions on Israel to stand in support with Palestine and stop the genocide of the Palestinian people. Spanish Prime Minister Sanchez announced this yesterday on live television. They've put a full ban on the sale and purchase of ammunition, weapon, and fuel to Israel. Essentially any military equipment. They are also prohibiting any ships carrying fuel or weapons to dock at its ports. They are also banning imports from Israeli settlements in the West Bank. They are sending 10 million euros in funding to 2 different relief agencies and pledging 176 million in preventing the genocide and humanitarian aid. Israeli foreign minister has condemned Sanchez's actions as anti-Semitic, as if this man didn't get on live television and say, yeah, we need to kill the Palestinian children. We need to end their bloodlines. Spain has made a statement that they will not be intimidated by any of the statements made by Israel and that they will continue standing for defense and humanitarian aid and peace. That's all I have to say.
Here's some toxic older sister advice on how to turn a smear campaign back around on the person trying to ruin your life. Now, if you ever try to leave a manipulator or a narcissist, maybe it's your friend, a partner, a family member, they don't just let you go. They go to war, and the smear campaign is their nuke. They get to work immediately on rewriting the story, making you the crazy one, you the ungrateful one, you the abuser, and themselves the victim. And they will spread this story around to as many people as they can. They won't make it too obvious, not at first. If it's a friend, they'll start drip feeding concerns about you to the rest of the group. If it's a family member, they start planting seeds with your family. They start pulling aside mutuals for private chats where they can share things that you said or did out of context, twist your words. It's all carefully crafted to start making you look untrustworthy and dangerous. And why do they do all this? Why do they isolate you so you have no allies? Why do they go to these lengths to destroy your credibility so that even when you do tell the truth, no one will believe you? This is all to control the narrative, to make sure that you can't expose them, because narcissists are image obsessed. This is a huge slip up on their end. It's a massive tell. Instead of focusing on what they're doing, focus on why they're doing it. They put in so much effort to make sure that you can't hurt their image, because their image is fragile. That's their weak spot. That's your counterattack. And people will tell you, oh, just ignore it. But here's the thing, ignoring a smear campaign only works if you've already got bulletproof relationships. If you don't, you can't afford to be isolated. You can't afford to be defenseless and vulnerable to attack. You need to fight back, not defense, offense. And here's how you're going to do it. They already got the jump on you, okay? They've been planting their seeds, that's fine. They've woven an entire story about you. We're going to discredit that story. They said you're reactive and emotional and crazy to your friends and family. Cool. Whenever you're around those people, you are going to be calm, fun, and unbothered. They said there's issues and drama between the two of you. You say, well, not on my end. I mean, I've noticed they've been acting different lately, kind of intense about some things. Pause. Change the subject. You don't accuse, you don't throw out labels. You just make people start rethinking the story. We're going to start planting seeds of doubt, okay? They already got the jump on us. We need to start poking holes in the narrative that they've created. If someone tells you about the smear campaign, don't get triggered. Don't go into an emotional defense of yourself and your character. Instead, you're going to say, well, I don't know. I mean, that doesn't really line up with what I've seen, but I guess everyone's got their own version of events. Now you are going to stay calm and credible while they get exposed as the one that's obsessed with tearing you down. The tables turn. Their worst nightmare becomes reality. They look bad, and you didn't have to throw a single stone. You didn't have to raise a single finger. This technique requires you to be patient and non-reactive. Practice it. Practice self-soothing. Practice regulating your emotions. These skills will come in handy again and again, especially during times like this. Trust me.
So you're telling me the same day that Poland invokes Article 4 of the NATO Treaty, Charlie Kirk, who's one of the biggest American conservative influencers that's been standing by Donald Trump's side, got shot?
Dude, apparently there is a new COVID variant that is now spreading fast across the US, and people are literally calling it razor blade throat. So the official name of this new variant is now called NB181, but it's being nicknamed Nimbus or razor blade throat because people are saying that the sore throat is so incredibly painful that they're comparing it to swallowing shattered glass. And this is spreading quickly. They're saying that by early summer it made up a third of all US cases, and now the CDC is saying that it's the dominant strain in 45 different states, accounting for nearly half of all infections. This is not even just spreading in the US, it's rising globally. They said that even in May, it was already responsible for around 11% of all cases across Asia, the Mediterranean, and the Pacific. Doctors are saying that this new variant is not more serious than the other ones, but the painful symptom is what makes it stand out from every other strain we've seen. The World Health Organization has already labeled it a variant under monitoring, meaning that they're tracking it closely, but it is not considered a major global threat. And then they're saying that all of the current vaccines are still holding up and they remain effective at preventing severe cases. What they're calling this new variant is obviously insane, it being called razor blade throat, but they're saying that it is not more dangerous than any of the others.
Most of you guys know Charlie Kirk was just unalived. I want to give a cautionary advice. Let's not jump to conclusions and try to find the bad guy behind this. Let's realize that the same system that is willing to sacrifice people for their profits and power are willing to sacrifice whoever they want in order to achieve their end goal, because what they want is chaos. Why? Because divided we fall, and they know that. Weak people are easier to control. I'm asking people not to fall for the divisive tactics. Definitely don't try to turn this tragedy into some sort of political narrative, but most importantly, don't fall for it. If we're acknowledging the system is corrupt, realize they will do whatever it takes to divide us and distract us, because divided we fall. This is not about any individual or politics or red versus blue or gun rights or whatever you think. This is about thinking critically and keeping your eyes wide open, especially in the face of this chaos.
Charlie Kirk's death is a big turning point. Right as we have so many people on the left applauding what just happened in Nepal, a violent overthrowing of their government, a prominent far-right nationalist is unalived. And what they are hoping for from the left is a blanket gun violence is never okay. They look at the left like a bunch of soy boy pussies. But we're getting to the point where people are advocating for a not so peaceful revolution. And they want to shut that shit down. That is what they are hoping for. Also a great way to distract from the EpiPen files. But Republicans are fucking scared right now. They are emptying their staff of government buildings that scared. This is precipice of civil war type of scared. And the only option we have left, peaceful option that is a complete economic blackout. If we cannot get our people together enough to black out the fucking system, the dates for that are September 16th through the 20th. There may only be one option left. Kidnappings are escalating, people are disappearing, people are dying, and we can't let it get any worse. We are in full-fledged fascism, and the only power we have left is our economic buying power and our labor. That and the fact that the Second Amendment exists.
A circuit court has just overturned the ruling and appeal on Alligator Alcatraz. In regards to the federal government's stay and construction of this concentration camp on the mainland United States, they're legally able to continue deporting and holding detainees within this institution. What this means is that the Miccosukee Nation, law firms, and other environmentalist and activist groups now have to file another appeal to then get an overturning on this ruling. Coupled with this is the recent ruling of the Supreme Court giving ICE the legal right to racially profile when it comes to detentions, stoppings, and raids. When it comes to communities of color, at this point in American history, the federal government is giving the legal right to take whoever it wants.
You make me feel so cool, so accepted and loved, something I didn't get enough of, but you made me the fool. Just a kid with bad judgment, just a kid holding grudges. You amplified my emotions and made me isolate myself. You made me think there was just you and nobody else. I can't believe I fell for all your lies and all your bullshit. I didn't see the strings attached to our so-called friendship.
Y'all love to cherry pick because you claim that the immigrants are the reason for crime, but you have nothing to say about white supremacists in this country. I don't remember, as we are headed to yet a record number of school shootings in this country as it relates to children, I don't remember y'all bringing bills in the names of any of these itty-bitty children. In fact, the most recent shooting, as y'all love to send thoughts and prayers, these babies were legitimately praying when they were killed. So I don't remember y'all trying to do gun reform for all of that. I don't remember y'all being super outraged when it came to January 6th and those defendants. Well over 1,000 defendants. And we're talking about they beat up on law enforcement. Now y'all love law enforcement. You love some ICE. Now that ICE is going around thugging everywhere. But nevertheless, I don't remember y'all even having the courage to say, yes, put the damn plaque up. That was signed into law. Y'all won't even do that. So don't tell me that y'all are here being the champions for everybody. You are very selective. So yes, it is a game. Because if I want to do legislation, I don't have to put somebody's name on it to do right. I don't have to put one of the children's names so that I can have real gun reform and save lives. And I will yield.
Jeffrey Epstein's birthday book was way worse than we thought. We start with this page, which, by the way, clarifies the point that we've been making all along, which is that everybody in Jeffrey Epstein's circle knew what the fuck was going on, condoned it, lied about it, and or participated. We don't send a picture of Jeffrey Epstein giving balloons to little girls and then having those little girls 20 years later rubbing his feet, massaging his neck and chest, and sucking his dick. You can't send this shit and then act like you don't know what the fuck is really going on. Another picture out of the book. Jeffrey Epstein talking to a friend, recounting his girls on my boat story. Jeffrey says, we picked up girls on the beach, went out on the boat. I tell them with my knife in my hand to take their suits off, talking about their bikinis. Here's another page, 2 names of young girls redacted, and it says 2 very young girls, probably just 17, and were riding in my father's Cadillac. Park Ave, top down, smooching it up in the car. We all know that one guy that lives in New York, on Park Ave, that drove a Cadillac back in the day. Another story about the rabbi's daughter, names redacted. I would take the rabbi's daughter of an undisclosed age, and I would bring her up to your mother's house and make her take her top off so we can touch her boobs. Her and another young girl named Redacted would play together with toys. Here's another journal entry, and for this one I gotta give you context. Corfu is an island in Greece. This entry reads, we stayed on Corfu for 2 weeks or so, never got to London because of that. Corfu was great on the budget, and I remember it being great sleeping on the beach with kids from all over the world, Matt and Blank, and those 2 girls from Cleveland. This birthday book proves that everybody in Jeffrey Epstein's circle knew about what he was doing, condoned it, lied about it, and or participated in it. Mind you, that's not even all the Epstein files. Republican Thomas Massie is going around having people sign a petition. And if they get 218, it forces a vote so that they can release all the Epstein files. Right now, all 212 of the Democrats have signed on the petition. 4 Republicans have signed on. That makes it 216. All we need to do is pressure 2 more Republicans to sign that petition so he can force the vote. Or, as Democratic Representative Ro Khanna from California said, all you have to do is fill the Virginia and Arizona special elections with Democrats. That would likely yield 2 signatures on the Epstein Files discharge petition to force the House to vote on compelling the DOJ to release all the fucking files. Release the files.
Ooh.